So, hello, how's it going? So this is going to be a short video, hopefully, yeah, because this is a very short song, yeah, from a cartoon or a film, a movie film, yeah. So the name of the song is Recuérdame, right? Okay, yeah, yeah. It's also another simple one, and it has only 8 sentences, so I think the video cannot be too long. The Recuérdame, we do have an accent here. So actually, this is the theme song of a cartoon movie, yeah, right, by Disney, published in 2017. And definitely, there is a previous name of this cartoon, which is Dia de los Muertos, Dia de los Muertos, so the Day of the Dead, right? Of the dead people, I think that's better translation. But definitely this is really somewhat controversial and really yeah caused yeah some fears, or you can see violent dispute. So the name is finally changed to Coco. I think the Coco is just the great grandma in that film. Yeah, yeah, it's just a fairy tale. I like to say, yeah, it's yeah, quite moving, quite touching, and I do like this song. So mm, that's why yeah, it is here today. Okay, and yeah, actually, this song has several versions. I'm choosing the short one because we do have a long version, but that long version is somewhat strange to me. I will explain why later. So let's first focus on the lyrics. So, Recuérdame, right? This is Remember Me, for sure. And definitely, recordar. This is remember as the infinitive form, and we are all we are again using the uh, imperative for second person singular, so that will become recuerda. So first we will have the uh, uh, indicative first person, right? We will have recuerdo, right? Then we change it to recuerda. Right? And then, yeah, we do have that, and then we put it here. Yeah, yeah, it's just to remember me. Yeah, definitely. This is the case, and I don't think there's yeah too much to say about this one. Let's just move on. Okay, hoy me tengo que ir, mi amor. So this sentence is a little bit hard to understand because we have two items. One is my dengo and another one is mi amor. So which one is the subject? So here's my understanding. I think the sentence has the subject of I, which means that hoy yo me tengo que a ver algunas cosas, right? Yeah, and so definitely here we have a man. Yeah, this is another yeah way of using the indirect personal pronouns to just say yeah. So this thing has some influence on me. Yeah, it's really quite commonly seen in Spanish, although it's not that much used in other languages such as English or my native tongue. Chinese, but yeah, we can simply say, oh, tengo que algunas cosas. That's totally fine, but we can also put this man to just emphasize that this one really matters. Yeah, yeah, for me, it really matters. Yeah, it's just something like that. Oh, me tengo. So tengo que, definitely tengo que is, yeah, just like have to in English, which means have to, right? Or must. Yeah. So today, right? This is today. Yeah. I had to do il mio amor. So what means go my love, right? If you just translate directly, is go my love. But what means go my love? I think, yeah, mm, there are two understandings, and I prefer the first one, uh, which means that this my love is a noun, which means that, yeah, I'm going to leave my honey, my dear, something like that, because the father is talking to his daughter, right? So my dear, my love is like my dear, yeah, something like that. And you can also think it that in another way, which means that I have to leave and also my love has to leave. Then I think that understanding is also acceptable, but a little bit more complicated because then there are so many missing elements in this sentence. For example, 那里 to say 我已每天都给你了两模了，right? 一 right? The mission have 一 me mil tienes tiene que right? Tiene que yes something like that. Then I think that understanding is also acceptable, but maybe there's too much things missing, right? Too many things missing in the sentence then. That's why I think to just think it as a noun is a good idea. So the sentence is remember me. Today I have to go, my dear. Yeah, something like that. And the second sentence, Recuérdame, no llores, por favor. So no llores, this is another right imperative that is almost everywhere. But for the negative form, it's yeah, as I told you in the previous video, a little bit simpler because if we uh, look at this word, llorar, which means cry, right? And so this means don't cry, right? Don't cry. Yeah, por favor is definitely please. This is really everywhere, right? The very basic. I think I like to say the most basic word in Spanish. And so let's look at your last. So if we are using the positive imperative, yeah, please cry. Although it sounds a little bit strange, right? Why I ask you to cry, right? Maybe during a performance, yeah, on stage, yeah, you just need to be in that character. So yeah, just cry. Yeah, then we will say right, your yola for sorry, the second person singular because we are using the conjugation of the third person singular in uh indicative tense or imperative or the second person singular. Right? So, but this is a positive. And for negative, we will know yourless, but this time we are using the subjunctive, right? Conjugation. So it's a little bit different. So yola, no yourless, right? Yeah, and you really need to get more and more familiar to that, because it's really uh, used, yeah, so frequently in daily conversations. So don't cry, please. Yeah, this is the second sentence. The third one, te llevó en mi corazón y cerca de me tendrás. Yeah, so te llevó en mi corazón. Yeah, definitely. This llevó, definitely, yeah, is also a very commonly used word. Um, it has several meanings. I think you cannot do just a one-to-one repeating translation between Spanish and English, and of course any other language. You really need to look at the context, and the thing here is good to be keep, right? But we do have some other meanings. For example, where, for example, have, right? For example, llevó la llave. I have the key. Right, something like that. Llevo sombrero, yeah, right, yeah, wear a hat or something like that. Yeah, it can be translated into different words, but here I think keep is good. But I do think those meanings have something in common for Yeval. Yeah, that's why we understand that word. Yeah, there is a logic behind rather than just um, translate by only one word. For example, we think it must be where, right? Then I don't think it's working all the time. Yeah, right. Sometimes, for example, here if you run wear me, I will wear you in my heart. It's quite strange, right? You just cannot translate it that way. I think you really need to find something behind. So the common nature of this word, I think, according to my understanding, the environment is just to have something and maintain that for a period of time. If you have a meaning similar to that, you can use this word. But definitely, during the translation, you really need some flexibility and they evolve. And this is going to keep you like in my heart. This is a simple part. Keep you in my heart. Recuérdame de los, right? Yeah, so Selga is just a close, right? Yeah, so definitely it can be used as a, you can say adverb here. Here is like closely, or yeah, next to, or near, or beside, or something like that. That shows me made in class. So this is another future tense, right? For future tense, denelle is quite unique, right? We do not use denelle. That's not correct. We use denle, right? There's another letter D, right? Dendele, right? So dendelas, that's definitely the conjugation for second person singular, right? Dendelas. Yeah, so uh, will have, right? Will have me, right? So closely, you will have me, which means that I will be closely uh, with you, right? Something like that. Okay, and then the next sentence, sola sulle gondole sognando al regresar. So this one is actually a little bit confusing to me at the beginning because I think because this is a father, I think it should be right masculine and singular. Why it is a solas? The solas seems like the feminine plural form, right? I'm not sure if you have the same question, but yeah, I did check that. And I did try to look it up in dictionary and I found that solas is just you can say phrase as an adverb for no one else or just you can say sin ninguno, right? Yeah. Sorry, con ninguno, right? Con ninguno. So or something like that. Yeah, it is basically something like that. Yeah, so it's just using in that way. There's nothing to do with feminine plural form. We can also use solo here. Yeah, solo. It's similar to yeah as plus, but a little different. The solo, which emphasize that you just do that by yourself, or you just it's only you or something like that. But as well as it's more emphasizing on there's no one else and there's no other people. So I think the focus is a little bit different. The solo is focusing on the subjective, but as solo is focusing on the environment. There's no one else in the environment. Yeah, maybe that's the case. It's just my understanding after looking up in the dictionary. Solas without anyone. I think that's the translation. Io ricordare. Yeah, this is another right future tense. Will sing, right? And sognando, I will sing to you, right? Sognando regresar. This is a gerund. Yeah, it's really hard to pronounce that. Gerund in English. Uh, is gerundio in Spanish, which is actually more used in Spanish rather than in English. Okay, this is like the ing form in English, right? So it should be dreaming. Yeah, definitely it is used as an adverb or as just a ability part of the sentence, affiliate part of the sentence. Yeah, it's just grammar here, just using that way. I think it's quite convenient to use it in this way. And sognando regresar is the return. Yeah, right. Sognando and regresar. Yeah. So definitely after a pronoun in Spanish, we usually simply use infinitive, but in English, actually, we are used to use right ing form. It's a subtle difference, right? So, um, this sentence means that without anyone, I will sing to you, dreaming my return or dreaming on my returning, like something like that. And that's just the first paragraph. And the second paragraph are also not too difficult. Recuérdame, remember me. Aunque tenga que emigrar, right? Aunque, this is although, right? After aunque, we can use indicative, but we can also use the subjunctive. Here you can see it's subjunctive, right? Tenga que emigrar. So definitely Daniel, right? We change it to tango. This is first person singular in indicative, and then we change it to tenga, which is definitely the first person singular, and also the third person singular in uh, subjunctive mode, right? Yeah, okay. And this means that I will tenga que, right? I have to. But this is in subjunctive. Yeah, I think it's also fun to say aunque tengo que emigrar. Emigrar means like immigrate. This is the direct translation, right? But sorry, immigrant. It should be this letter, right? Immigrate in English. And sometimes when you are learning two languages which are quite close, it's really easy to make some spelling errors because the sentences are really quite similar, right? That's really the biggest problem I met during this learning process. But let's overcome it. And I would to talk why I think the author used Danga rather than Dango here, because if we use Danga, yeah, we can make the sentence a little bit weak rather than too affirmative. So the benefit is that it can better convey the feeling or the emotion of the father that he is not willing, he is reluctant to leave, but he has to. It makes the sentence more polite and the emotion behind is better expressed. I think that's also very important, right? Because the text is definitely only there on the paper, but the great emotion behind the great knowledge, the great memory, yeah, right, behind which it can take us can be right phenomenal, can be yeah definitely infinitive, something like that is very important, right? So this is a very subtle difference, but I think yeah, it really matters. Yeah. And let's move on. So recuérdame, si mi guitarra, o yes, your lad. Yeah, so mi guitarra, this is guitar, right? Simple word. Uh, so if my guitar, oh yes, you have. Oh yes, definitely. Oh, this is a very troublesome and that's a tricky verb. Uh, right? Yeah. Oh yeah. Uh, yeah, I don't like it to be honest because the conjugation is so difficult. Not because the spelling, but because of the accent. Yeah, the accent is so hard to remember because it's totally different from other words. Yeah, right? Yeah, yeah, because we do have two weak vowels in this uh, word, and sometimes the change of accent during the conjugation is really becoming very difficult, very tricky, in my opinion. And let's look at it. If I made some mistake, I yeah, just check it and point it out. So first of all, the present tense indicative will do have oigo, right? So this is a special change, right? You do not say oil or something. It's really a little bit strange, right? So I think that's why it is changed in another way. We add a letter, right, in between. Yeah, I think that's also for some other words. When it sounds strange or too simple, or yeah, we do add a letter, right? Uh, in a lot of sentences, conjugations, especially for the first person singular, right? We do have this letter, yeah, uh, a lot. For example, Daigo, for example, Dango, for example, Bongo, right? A lot, I see. Is there any other go? Yeah, Bengo, something like that, right? We do have this letter everywhere, and Oigo, and we have OS, but this time we'll change the spelling. We'll change the E to Y letter, right? Yeah, but yeah, I think that's simple because if we have this letter, it's not treated as a vowel, it's a consonant, then yeah, the syllable is naturally divided into two, and then it's easy to do the accent than this one for sure. And then we have emos. Uh, Previously, we usually do not need to add accent, but for this word, it's an exception, right? We do have an accent there, or emos and or is, right? Those things we also need that one, and or in. Yeah, this is my memory of this word. Maybe there's something wrong. Yeah, just check it later. And then also for the past tense, we do have something special. Yeah, for example, yeah, we have OE, right? This is for the present tense, and for the past simple, we will have OE. This is quite simple, but OE stay. This time, usually we do not have an accent on E, but this time we do need one because the previous letter is O. It is quite strange, no, quite unique, right? At least. And we have, yeah, letter Oyo, but this time we need to change the spelling, right? So O, if you write it like this, it's just too silly, right? Sometimes. So we do have Oyo, but yeah, that means the accent is here. And then we have yeah, Oimos, right? Um, and we have yeah, Oistes. I think this one is also days, right? No, yeah, mhm. I totally forgot here. Yeah, I'm not sure how you will go. Or yellow. I think for yellow, this is a simple one because it does not need an accent because there's an ilega. When there's an ilega, the things becomes simpler. But for this oimus and oistes, I really don't know if we really need letter an accent or not. Yeah. I will try that later. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this word is really I don't like it to be honest because the conjugation is really a little bit annoying. Yeah. And or yes. So definitely this is or yes. Now this is here, right? But we have an s, so it's you here, but you here, me my guitar, your is quiet. Right? Yeah. So yeah. Please remember me if you hear my guitar is quite like something like that. And the last two sentences, ella con su triste canto te acompañará. Yeah, this is definitely I think, in my opinion, this is the guitar, right? Mm, you cannot translate it into she, as uh, we are dividing words in different ways in English and Spanish, right? We do not have masculine and feminine uh, for objects. rather than human, right, in English. So I think it need to be translated into it, yeah, right. But it means the guitar, right? And gone with the list, yeah. So we do have this word gist, a similar spelling in English, which also means sad, but I think definitely sad is more commonly used, right? Yeah. So um, it with its right, and it is its with its sad condo. So condo is definitely sing song. We do have another song which is gongxiong, right? Mm, so maybe there's a subtle difference between Gangdong and Gangxiu. They are both song, but I think they are emphasizing different parts. For Gangxiu, it's just the whole song, the whole piece. It's mentioning the song as a whole. But for Gangdong, I think it's more focusing on the voice of the song, on pieces in the song, or yeah, it's just yeah, more focusing on parts rather than consume, which is integral. Yeah, just my understanding may not be that correct. But definitely, if you change that into consume, I don't think it will be totally wrong, right? Yeah, it's just acceptable. But if there are two words, there must be a reason. That's always true in languages. We do have a lot of synonyms. And sometimes you need to distinguish them, sometimes you just take it easy. No problem. So if that's they are compania, this is a company, right? Mm, in English, we do have, sometimes we do have double letters, but in Spanish, we seldom have double letters. Um, yeah, for example, profesor, right? Professor, we do have double S in English and some other, yeah, yeah. Um, yeah. For example, this company, we do have that double C, yeah, right? But yeah, I find that usually in Spanish, the letter is used very sparsely, which means that if we do not need to write two letter, double letters, there's never double letters in Spanish. Yeah, right. It's just a small rule I found. So accompany you, and it is a yeah. So let's look at this sentence. So this means that the guitar will accompany you with its sad song, right? And this is definitely yeah, right, because it's also in future tense, and the last sentence, hasta que en mis brazos tú estés, recuerda. And hasta this is until, right? Que en mis brazos tú estés. Hasta que this is right that, but after this hasta que, and you can see we are using a subjunctive conjugation of estás, right? En mis brazos. This is my arms, right? So Amy's parcels in my arms, right? It's something like I'm hugging you, I'm embracing, right? Do is death. So as death, definitely this is you are, right? Yeah, but definitely, yeah, we cannot use uh to yeah sales right here. Yeah, we do not use for example ls or sales here. Yeah, because it's not making sense, right? Yeah, it's really uh, I'm in your arms for a while, not permanently. That's crazy, right? So definitely, we choose estar rather than estar, yeah, as a B verb here. And for estar, uh, definitely the difference between estar and estar is another big topic. And I think it's quite straightforward for Chinese speakers because we do use them in different ways in Chinese. I'm not sure how hard it is for English native speakers to distinguish estar and estar. One is temporary properties like estar, and another one is permanent, like cell. But you try and you will feel that it will become natural. So for a start, I also would like to try to emphasize the conjugation because it's also a little bit special. Although, yeah, um, the letters seems quite normal, right? Yeah, right. Oh, sorry, estás, está, estamos, estáis, está. Usually for RL word, we only have the accent here, right? Estáis, or for example, cantáis, we only have the accent here, but for estar, it's an exception. We will have an accent on this one, sorry, on this one, and on this one. Yeah, I think why we have this special form is to really to distinguish between that and esta. Right? This esta is right another yeah indexing pronoun. In order to distinguish with that one, yeah, we do have accent, but this is quite unique because for other RL verbs, for example, cantar, right? We say canto, canta, but for this one is estoy, estás. Yeah, we do change the accent in this word. So yeah, just pay attention to it. Yeah, and by the way, the past tense, yeah, it's also a little bit unique. It's estuvo, right? Estuvo, but it's not a regular one, just like right, we use as uh, as there, but that's not correct. Okay, mm, definitely this means that yeah, until you are finally in my arms, right? Until you are finally in my arms, which means that until I finally returned, right? I finally returned back, right? Recuérdame, as I remember. Um, yeah. I think this version is quite short, but it's good enough, and the melody is very good. And also, the long one, I think the problem is that it seems that the relationship between the protagonist and the one he is talking to is a little bit strange because it changed the love from a father to a daughter to somewhat between couples or yeah, between boyfriend and girlfriend because of the words. If you are interested in that, you will find the long version and you will find, and in my opinion, a little bit bizarre or strange. But anyway, yeah, yeah, let's focus on this one, and that's all. And finally, yeah, let's try to yeah, write sing the song. Yeah. Recuérdame, no me tengo que ir, mi amor. Recuérdame, no llores, por favor. Te llevo en mi corazón y cerca me tendrás. A solas yo te contaré, soñando al regresar. Recuérdame. Aunque tenga que emigrar, recuérdame. Si mi guitarra oyes llorar, ella con su triste canto te acompañará hasta que en mis brazos tú estés. Recuérdame. I'm sorry if I am not making the melody correct because I do hear several versions and the melodies are really quite different. So if I made some mistake, just forgive me. Yeah, I will try to listen to that yeah again and try to make that yeah yeah better way. Yeah, and that's it. Yeah. Thank you.